Another follow-up to this series. What I thought wasn't right. It turns out that they have chosen to use a carbon plate in Adistar Beyond, or I should rather say Adistar BYD. According to the Adidas website, on 21 Run's website, they call them Adistar Beyond. And that's where I got the pictures from. As I said, I didn't think they chose to use a carbon plate, but rather just some form of plastic plate. I just want to make this video and say that I was wrong. But just remember, it's always easy to know the result after the match. Here is the new information about the shoes. Personally, I think the most interesting thing is the midsole. Here comes what is being written about Adistar BYD and Adistar 3. Not my words. And afterwards my two previous videos about the shoes.
Adidas Adistar 3 and Adidas Adistar BYD. Increase the distance. Push your limits and increase the distance on your run with Adidas Adistar 3 and Adistar BYD. Designed for long distances, these running shoes will help you run further than you've ever run before. The Adistar running shoes provide optimal stability without restricting the foot's natural movement. Do you choose a comfortable all-rounder, or are you looking for a versatile shoe with a carbon plate? Adidas Adistar 3 and BYD are all-round running shoes with plenty of shock absorption and a relatively low offset. This makes it easier to run forward on the middle and forefoot. Thanks to the thick midsole, you also experience great comfort when running long distances. Adistar 3 and BYD are perfect running shoes for half and full marathons. Carbon shoes have become absolutely indispensable in the running world. It seems that most people run in carbon shoes during running competitions. They help you run more efficiently because the plate creates an explosive launch. However, not all carbon shoes are stable enough for beginners or runners with less good running technique. Adidas Adistar BYD is the perfect alternative for runners who still want to run in carbon shoes, but who also want to be able to use the shoe during training. The Adistar running shoes were created based on the idea of perpetuum mobile, perpetual motion. These all-rounders respond to new developments in running, namely thicker shock-absorbing soles and a rounded sole with a wide and stable base. Adistar 3 and Adistar BYD take you further than you ever thought possible. The heel and forefoot are slightly curved upwards like the bottom of a rocking chair. This shape ensures a dynamic foot movement. Studies have shown that a rounder sole can save you up to 20% of the energy you use. Adidas Adistar 3 and Adidas Adistar BYD consist of at least 20% recycled materials. Reusing materials that have already been produced reduces waste and also reduces dependence on raw materials. Adidas does this to reduce its environmental footprint from production. The Adistar and Supernova collections consist of running shoes that have been created for everyday training. Comfort is paramount here. The biggest difference between the two collections is the rounding of the sole, rocker, and offset. Runners looking for a shoe with plenty of cushioning, a rounded sole, and a lower offset should choose the Adistar collection. Are you looking for a classic running shoe with a slightly higher offset? Then go for Supernova Rise or Solution. The Adidas Adistar 3 and Adistar BYD both have a very comfortable upper that keeps your feet cool and comfortable. The Adistar 3 has a mono mesh upper, while the Adistar BYD is made from a technical knitted mesh. Both shoes have a nice closed fit without pressure points or irritations. The running shoes in the Adistar collection contain a midsole consisting of two different hardnesses of foam. The Adistar 3 consists of two types of Repetitor 2.0 cushioning material, which is based on the classic EVA foam. By using this foam, Adistar is a full 40 grams lighter than its predecessor. The foam provides a cushioning and stable feeling underfoot. The BYD gives a little more energy return thanks to the elastic Lightstrike Pro foam, which is combined with a carbon plate and Repetitor 2.0 shock absorption in the bottom of the shoe. It also makes the BYD a little more flexible and more suitable for interval and tempo training. The outer sole of the Adistar 3 consists of Adiwear rubber and provides a durable grip. This type of rubber is extremely durable and is primarily used on the outside of the sole, where the material is most exposed to wear. Adistar BYD contains the well-known Continental rubber, which is known for its good grip in both dry and wet conditions. So no matter which you choose, you are guaranteed many pleasant running kilometers.
Here is just a small follow-up to the video I made about Adidas Adistar Beyond and Adidas Adistar 3 a month ago. A few more pictures have appeared which might tell what the difference is. I think it is important to mention here that one of the pictures is a women's edition of the Adidas Adistar 3. The female versions often look wider in the pictures. That's just my experience, and is probably because it is a smaller shoe. But unfortunately, I just haven't been able to find any pictures from different angles of the male version. But here you can see a video of the two different models. And as I also mentioned in my first video about these shoes, Adidas Adistar Beyond has a form of plate. Most likely just a plastic. But I don't know, just my guess. But one thing we now know, Adidas Adistar Beyond has Lightstrike Pro in it. Probably only a small part of the midsole. Here are a few more pictures of it. And afterwards comes my first video about the shoes. Unfortunately, I no longer have my computer voice from when I made the first video, therefore the voice is different.
Have they chosen to put a plate into the new Adidas Adistar Beyond? It may look like this from the pictures, because it is clearly different from the new Adidas Adistar 3. I must honestly say I know nothing about the shoes. But here is a little bit of info. But that doesn't really say much because it's completely the same specs for both shoes. Here you can see the three different versions of the Adidas Adistar.